This is episode 141, the number one thing that suffocates our personal fire. Welcome to Alive by Design. My name is Blake Mallon, and we're here to bring you inspiring people, principles, and practices to help you wake up, move toward your meant to, and feel fully alive. Open your mind and let's dive in. Hey guys, before you listen to the podcast, I just want to drop in and say I appreciate you for being here, and I'm super excited about this new Walk With Me series. These are solo episodes where I take some time in the middle of my morning run through the Santa Monica Mountains to share some inspired ideas and thoughts on my mind and heart. If you want to join me for any of these conversations live, you can catch me many mornings on my Facebook page, facebook.com/blakemallon.page. Would love to see you there. Love you guys. Enjoy the episode. Walk with me. So when was the last time you took a bath? Yeah, a bath, turned on the water, perfect temperature, got in the tub, just sat there. I did it the other day for the first time in a long time. I found myself at home alone, which never happens, especially when you got a 4-year-old, almost 7-year-old in the house. And it just felt quiet, still, peaceful, and have the privilege of having a pretty awesome bathtub that overlooks a great view. And I just found myself saying, I just want to take a bath. Turned on the water, turned off the lights, turned on some spa music. Yeah, I did all of this for real. Just for myself. Don't go there. Don't go there. And even lit some candles. Put my phone away from me. It was late at night and just sat. Kind of an amazing, meditative state. Not the point of today's conversation, but I do recommend taking advantage of it. It's just an easy way within something we all have just to create not even a disconnection, but maybe even a reconnection. But I'm telling the story because I lit the candle. And when I was done, how many of you guys have ever had a lit candle, a flame flickering, and when you were all done, you took a glass cover and just put it over the top of the candle, right? Sometimes candles come in little holders that have those glass covers. Mine had it. So I took the glass cover and just put it over the candle, and we all know the result. What happens to the candle? It goes out. And it just got me thinking how there's, I think, one thing above all things that for all of us is that glass cover. It's that thing that you might not even see. It's like transparent, almost like it's not even there from a level of our consciousness or our awareness, but it is the thing that suffocates our flame. It is the thing that extinguishes our fire for all of us. And again, it might not be the thing you think it is. It might be that glass, something you don't even see is there, but I promise you, it's the thing that is limiting the light you are able to give to this world. So no, our conversation is not about baths, but you should take one. They're awesome. Do it. Tell me about it if you do. But I do want to dive deep into what that glass is. It is limiting our light, putting out our fire every single day. And how we overcome that to shine brighter than ever. I think it'll be a deep topic, a good talk, a powerful topic. But today's going to be a good one, talking about that glass that maybe we're not even aware is there, that puts out our fire. I was coaching a group, actually super recently, really small group of entrepreneurs in a room, super casual kind of Q&A format, in person. And there was an individual that shared a really inspiring story. You guys know that I'm proud to represent an awesome, thriving, growing community in the healthy lifestyle space. We have amazing technologies that really do make an impact on people. And I'm not going to go into details on ketones. It is better fuel. I got mine every day with me, have for years. But that's not the point of this convo. Just for context, we were in a room and someone was sharing their personal story of a real kind of physical transformation that they've had as a result of the experience with our community in a short time, like actually just this year, so in a matter of like less than 6 months. An amazing story of, fat loss or weight loss. And beyond the numbers on a scale, it's always more than that, like the resulting self-confidence, perception of image, just overall attitude and energy, kind of a zest for life. Like, she was sharing all of this story, which I love hearing. It's kind of why I do what we do. And I paused her in a room, and she was sitting next to the person that introduced the technology to her. And I posed the question to the small audience. I said, now, what if that day, this person who had the courage to introduce this technology that led to this story, this beautiful story we were all hearing, I said, what if that day that person got in their own way, got in their own head? What if that day was a long day and they just didn't feel like having that conversation, that phone call or text message or DM or WhatsApp, however the conversation started? What if they just were in a mood where they didn't feel like it and that conversation never happened? Or what if they went to send the message and all of a sudden the negative self-talk, I call it the yak-yaks, right? The voices in our head that sometimes prevent us or scare us from doing what we feel we're really meant to do. You guys all know what I'm talking about, those voices. We all have those voices. What if that voice got in the way that moment and said, you know what? This conversation isn't for this person. They're just going to say no. It's just going to lead to another rejection. It's going to make us, feel bad for the evening. This person is already fairly, fit and healthy. Maybe they don't need this. They don't need to hear this from me. Or, what if this person, thinks that what I'm doing is crazy? What if they, think me being an entrepreneur and wanting to bring this to the world is like crazy, and they end up, digging on me or hating on me for what I do? Like, all these thoughts that can go into our own head as entrepreneurs especially, right? How often do we try to take a step forward and then all of a sudden we get a fear of a rejection, right? A fear of a no, a fear of what another person might think, a fear of, they might call us crazy, a fear, right, that kind of comes over us internally, right? It's in our mind, but it's something you feel across your body is like real, that so many times prevents us from taking that very action. Like, come on, it happens for all of us in our life. I'm sure some of you can think about a time this week where you went to take a step and that conversation, kept you in your place. And I highlighted this just to show that had any of those negative self-statements, had any of those self-doubt, had any of that in that very moment prevent this certain person from having that conversation, well, the person sitting next to her sharing her beautiful story wouldn't be in the room, wouldn't have had this amazing transformation, wouldn't be this glowing light, right? And that was a point I was trying to make and trying to get across, because I know as entrepreneurs, we all have these things in our mind that sometimes try to prevent us from doing the very thing that we're meant to do. And then the lady who shared their story in the room, and I'll keep the name private, stopped me and said, like, it goes way more than just my weight loss or my confidence or my feeling. She's like, if I hadn't had that conversation, I wouldn't be here right now. And she didn't mean there in the room. She meant here, as in like alive on this planet. And vulnerably, from a position of complete transparency and strength, went on to share her story of how she was battling a lot in life, went into a dark place when it comes to mental health, was contemplating ways to not be here anymore. And the whole room just went silent. The hairs on my arms and on my body started standing up. And mental health, and especially the conversation around thoughts of taking someone's life, it hits super close home to me. I've had very, very close family members that have not just battled it, have gone to that very edge. I mean, I still have visions of being one of the first to walk into a room of the aftermath after they got rushed to the hospital. And the good news is this family member has overcome, become transformed mentally, physically since then. But the mental health conversation is real, folks, and it's closer to home than all of you may think. I guarantee you, just by the statistics, by the odds, every one of us have someone close to us that are a lot closer to that edge than we may even really ever know. But in that moment, it became so real how a single conversation didn't just change someone's health, it literally saved someone's life. And then the realization of the what if. What if our own doubt, our own negative self-talk, our own justification or rationalization of why not had prevented us in that moment from making that step? So what's the glass that puts out our fire? What's that lid that extinguishes our flame? What's that thing that dims our light for all of us? Our own insecurity. Our own insecurity is the very lid on our flame. You guys, because in that one word, insecurity, I can summarize all that negative self-talk, all those what-if scenarios, all those if they say no, if they call me crazy, what if it's not for me, what if this doesn't work, what if they are right, what if, in one word, isn't that our own insecurity? The very thing that keeps us from taking those steps forward. And if you peel back that insecurity of really coming from a fear of what people may think of us, that insecurity, and then one more step beyond what people might think of us, at the end of the day, the only reason we have that insecurity is deep down we're insecure that we're not enough. Because if we were secure and we are enough, we would care less about what other people think. If we were secure in who we are and why we're doing what we do and the intentions behind our actions, we would care a lot less about another person's response based on their perspective, right? If we were secure in who we are and the mission that we're on, we would take steps forward with a congruence and an alignment and a passion, regardless of a potential fear. Guys, the giant irony is it's our own insecurity, a fear around, that actually prevents the flame that we have from burning as bright as we can. And it's applicable to every scenario beyond just obviously the story that I just shared, right? How many of us, and I'll go the other direction, I've been privileged of working with some amazing entrepreneurs, right? Some amazing leaders. And one of the things that I always love and I always admire is anyone's ability to come from a place of authenticity and vulnerability and sharing their own story, right? Sharing what's real, not just the victories, but sharing the struggles, right? Sharing the dark times, sharing the times that we fall, but sharing them from a place of just genuine openness and authenticity in a way that comes across, right? Not only from the heart, but in a way people can relate and a way people can move. In other words, removing that fear of an insecurity, removing that fear of what other people may think, and just shining a light the way that it's meant to be shined. Right? And so often today, there's so much conversation on, be vulnerable, almost from a strategy, right? Or a way to communicate. But if we get to the heart of what that is, all that means is share your flame the way that it is, without the cover around it, without the fear, right, or glass around it. Share it in a way that just is what it is. And the irony is sharing who you are, what you've gone through as you are, without any sort of filter or lens around it or fear of insecurity around it. That is the power of your flame. That is your fire. That is the thing that brightens up a room. That is the power of your story. And I told the lady who shared with us, I told her she's a rock star. I told her story was already inspiring. I told her that the ability she's able to stand in a room of a brand new, family that she just met and share that is already an indication of where she's going. And you guys, that's true for her, but that's true for every single one of us on what we've gone through. Every one of us has a collection of experiences and references, ups and downs, this roller coaster or ride of life, right? The victories that we can celebrate and give us maybe credibility, but the stuff that we've gone through that gives us the wisdom and the experience that led right to that. And at the end of the day, it gives us the lessons that we're able to help other people as they go through similar things, because people do go through similar things. There are people going through right now similar things. Right? And you are that expert that now is totally equipped to help people go through where you've been, help people, right, who are who you were. But so often that flame, that power that we have inside of us, we put the glass over it. We don't share authentically. We don't speak up because of that glass. We literally put the glass over our own flame and let the insecurity either keep us from starting at all or filter the conversations we have, dim our light. And I wanted to share this conversation with all of you because I know everybody has their flame. Everybody has their own unique collection of talents and gifts, their own unique collection of skills and experience, right? Your own unique fire and your own unique flame. That can bring light to the world. That can make an impact. That can inspire. That can make a difference, right? That can make a difference in one person's life. And you guys, one person's life, right? A conversation, an action, a perspective in one person's life that can save one person's life. Do you know the impact of one person's life? If you remove the filter, remove the lens, remove the glass. And the truth is, well, one person's life is everything. It can reach more than one person if you're willing to remove the cover, right? And share what you've been through, what you're going through, where you're going from a place of authenticity. That is your power. That is your fire, right? That's what lights a room. And all of you have a story. I don't know what your story is. I look forward to learning. I want to hear it. I want to hear all of it. And I want you to share it because I do know whatever your story is and whatever has got you to where you are, you have value to bring to others. And the sooner that you remove that lens, right, that glass, and share that full value, remove that own insecurity that's suffocating your fire, the brighter you're going to be able to shine and the more impact you're going to be able to make. You guys, I think that's the secret. And I think that's the the movement, I think, is going the right direction. I think the conversation today around mental health, the making it okay not to be okay, the uprising of vulnerability, because none of that stuff was even socially accepted right a decade ago. And now this is shifting to mainstream conversation. I think it's a beautiful outcome of the season we've all been through. But we're all still battling references. We're all still battling years of putting that glass over that flame. And I think all of us can hopefully raise our level of awareness and consciousness through conversations like this to remove that glass in every way and share as bright as we can. At least that's my hope. So thank you to the lady in the room that day who had the power to share and illustrate that example. And just for her own story, it made the point, but to take it to the level that it really was, raise the level of awareness of just how much of an impact we can all make and how important it is for us to get out of our own way, remove that insecurity, and just share what we know on our mind and our heart can really make an impact regardless of any sort of fear or insecurity blocking our next step. Beautiful day on the top. Check it out. Malibu to Santa Monica. Sun is out. Blue skies. A great day. Hope all of you got value from today. Here's what I know. Today's topic, I know there are people in your life that can get value from this, because I know there are people that are either going through something right now and need to know that it is okay, or there are people right now that are filtering their own flame. And my hope for all of us, right, is to continue to get better. We don't have to be perfect, but get better at removing that glass and letting our flame burn just as it is. Because just as it is how you were designed to lighten up the world. Till the next time we walk together, take care, everybody. Have an inspired week.
Hey guys, one last thing. I'm super excited that this new podcast, Alive by Design, just went live. You see, I designed the show to bring you inspired thoughts and fascinating conversations with the world's most impactful people, to provide transformative principles and practices to help you wake up, move toward your meant to, and feel fully alive. And I'd love for you to help me spread the word now. Simply subscribe, rate, and review the podcast on this platform right now. So if I've ever given you value, please do me this personal favor and go subscribe now. And if you found today's episode helpful in any way, make sure you share this with at least one friend today. You have the power right now to change someone's day. So send them a text message with a link to alivebydesign.com, or simply copy and paste the link right from this podcast platform. Who's one person you know right now that you want to see succeed, that you want to see grow, that you want to see feel more alive? Shoot them a text with your largest takeaway from today and be a light in their day. And if you were referred here by a friend, make sure you shoot them a text back and say thank you. I'd love to hear from you directly on what you got from today's podcast. So if you're up for it, drop by my Instagram @BlakeMallon and shoot me a DM. And as always, thank you for showing up. I'm grateful for you, and I hope our time together today in some small way helped you feel a little more alive. Until next time.